Hi, Lions. It's so good to see you again. I have another lesson for you. Today, we are going to learn the silent E syllable type. So this is going to get us into long vowel patterns. So this is a really important syllable type for us to learn today. All right, and it's going to help us to be able to read words automatically, and it's going to be able to help us with spelling as well. So let's take a look at these words. So in this first column, I notice there is a vowel followed by a consonant, okay? And we already know that when you have a vowel followed by one or more consonants, it is a closed syllable type. When you have a closed syllable type, we know those vowels are short. So this is mad, pet, and hop. Now look what happens just by adding an E to the end of each of these words. And this is the silent E syllable type. The E at the end is silent. We actually do not hear that E. But that E is like it's helping that vowel in the middle. It's almost like it's opening the door for the vowel to say its name. So we don't hear the E, but it makes the vowel in the middle make a long sound. So now instead of being mad with the ah sound, the A can say its name. So it's going to say A, made, made. Instead of this being pet, now that we have the silent E syllable type, so we have the E at the end that's silent, it helps the first vowel say its long vowel sound. And that for E is the E sound. So instead of being pet, it's now Pete. And likewise, instead of hop, now we have hope, because this E is the silent E syllable type, and it's helping the vowel say its long vowel sound. Okay? So you see the difference? Just by putting an E at the end of those words, it changes it from a closed syllable type to a silent E syllable type. And so now the vowels make a long vowel sound. So let's do some practice with that. Okay, so this, remember the E is silent because we're working on the silent E syllable type. So the vowel can say its name now. It's like the silent E is teaming up with that vowel that's before it so it can say its name. So this will say O. Together, O. Your turn, O. Good. This will say A. Together, A. Your turn, very good. And this will say I. Together, I. Your turn, good. And we have two more of these silent E syllable types. This will say E. Together, E. Your turn. Very good. And this one has two vowel sounds. You know, there's always rule breakers out there. U is one of those rule breakers. The first sound is U. Together, U. Your turn. Good. The second sound that it can make is oo. Together, oo. Your turn, oo. Good. Like in the words cute, cute, cute. You hear you. But in flute, we hear flute. We hear the oo sound. So you, with the silent E syllable, it can either say you or oo. So we'll practice both of those sounds. We're going to become automatic with that in reading and spelling. All right, let's practice either the S or K sound of the C. And if you forget, our Q words are back here. This says S. Together, S. Very good. I'll scoot to the side so you can see your cue cards. Okay, this says S. Together, S. Your turn. Good. My turn. K. Together, K. Your turn. Good. Like in cut. My turn. Look here. S. Together, S. Your turn. Good. Like in city. Ocean City. I cannot wait to go back to Ocean City. Okay. My turn. K. Your turn. K. Very good. Like cost. Our word down here. My turn. K. Together. K. Your turn. Well done. My turn. W. Together. W. Your turn. Good. Like the wheezing whale who's down there. My turn. F. Together. F. Your turn. F. Like the phone. My turn. Ch. Together. Ch. Your turn. Good. Remember, this spelling is only at the end of a word. My turn. I. Together. I. Your turn. Good. Y at the end of a single syllable word says I, like fly, fry, buy. This says E. Together. E. Your turn. Good. Y at the end of a word acts as if it's a vowel, and it says the E sound, like in family or history. All right, I have three sight words to introduce you to today. So the new ones we will read, spell, read. Enough. E-N-O-U-G-H. Enough. Once. O-N-C-E. Once. School. S-C-H-O-O-L. School. The rest of our sight words, let's just read them. Great. Again. Does. Put. Pull. Most. Find. Said. Your. What. Have. From. Work. World. Word. Where. Good job. Let's do some syllable transformations. We'll see what happens when we add a letter, take a letter away, what happens to the sound of that syllable. Remember, it looks like they're nonsense, but when we are decoding a multisyllabic word or when we're spelling a multisyllabic word, each individual syllable can look like a nonsense word. So that's why we need to practice. That way we can apply the rules we know about the 6 syllable types to every syllable. So what syllable type do we have here? Correct, it's open. So it'll be a long sound. Ready? Z. Now, what happens when I add that consonant to the end of this word? It is now a closed syllable. So it's a short vowel sound. Ready? Zeb. Good. Now I'm going to add another letter. Let's take a look at this now. Notice, what did I put at the end? That's a silent E. So the silent E helps this vowel say its name. So now this will be Zeb. Zeb. Good. Now, if we were trying to, if this was a multisyllabic word, anytime you see the E at the end of that multisyllabic word, we're going to remember that this vowel is helping this vowel out. We're not going to separate them. We'll do some practice with that later. Okay, let's look here. What type of syllable is this? You are correct. It's an open syllable, which means it is a long vowel sound. Ready? Row. Now let's look. What type of syllable is this? Correct. It is a closed syllable, so it's a short vowel sound. Ready? Rap. Now look what happens when I add this letter. You notice what it said at the end? You're right. It's the silent E syllable type. Remember, this E, we do not hear it, but it helps this vowel to make its long vowel sound. So this would be rope. Rope. Very good. All right, here's another one. When I show you the syllable, think about what syllable type is this. You're right, it is an open syllable. That means it's a long vowel. Ready? Yo. Okay. Now, what type of syllable is this? Correct. It is a closed syllable, so it's going to make a short vowel sound. Yak. And now, what type of syllable is this? It is a silent E syllable. That means the E is silent, but it helps the O make the long vowel sound. So now it is yoke, yoke. Okay, last one of these transformations. Okay, look here. What is a syllable type? You are correct. It is an open syllable, which makes this a long vowel. Ready? My. Good. My. Like migrate. Now, when I add this consonant, what syllable type do we have now? Yep, it's a closed syllable, which means we have a short vowel sound. Ready? Mill. Mill. Now, let's transform it one last time. What do you notice? There's an E at the end. When you see an E at the end of a syllable, the E is silent and it is teaming up with this vowel so that it will make a long vowel sound. So this would be mile, mile. Very good. So now we know 5 syllable types. There's just one more to learn. Silent E, are controlled, closed. When they're closed, remember they're short vowel sounds. Open, which are long. Silent E, also a long vowel sound. And then the final stable syllable. All right, so we'll be practicing with those now. All right, I have a couple of new sight syllables to introduce you to. The first one is ill, okay? Such as an illegal, illustrate. So together, ill. Your turn. Good. Okay. All right. My turn. This is semi. Semi. Like semicircle or semi-conscience. When you see semi, this sight syllable, it means half. So a semicircle is half of a circle. Semi-conscious means you're part of the way conscious. Maybe you're really sleepy. Semi. Together, semi. Your turn. Good. My turn. Multa. Multa. Might be multi, like multi-family, but usually we're going to hear multi, like in multiply or in multiplication. So multi. Together, multi. Good. Your turn. Good. And it means many. When you multiply, you are adding groups together, many groups together. So many. All right. So this one would be like in subject or object. So this says ject. Together, ject. Your turn, ject. Very good. And I already told you, like subject, object. Okay. All right. This one is like in cooperate or coordination. So you might, it's, when you say it in the word, sometimes the sounds get a little bit distorted. So cooperate. So cooperate. Coordination. So cooperate. And we'll keep working with that. The sound is subtly different depending on the rest of the word. So we'll keep coming back to that. And you'll see many examples of it. Okay. Script. Together, script. Good. Remember, this means write, like writing with a pencil. Okay. This one, vent. Together, vent. Good. Alt. Together, alt. Enter. Together, enter. Good. Pick. Together, pick. This one, add, like advice, add. Add, like admit. Together, add. Your turn. Good. Okay. And this one would be like explain. Ix. Together, explain. Okay. Less, like careless. Remember, this means without, like hopeless would be without hope. And we should never be without hope. We always have hope. Meant, like excitement. Duct, like conduct. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. Mod, like modify. In, like enjoy. Sub, remember? Sub. Micro, together, micro. Remember, this means small. Okay, let's read some words syllable by syllable. So, let's look here. This is one of our sight syllables. So we know this is X. And then looking at the second syllable, I see the silent E syllable type. So we've got treem, because this E is helping this E make a long vowel sound. So extreme. Now let's try another one. Okay, ready? This one is a closed syllable type, so it's short O, prop. And then now we have an R-controlled syllable type, so and then our sight syllable T, property. Here's another one, closed syllable, so calm. Now let's look here. This is our new syllable type, which is the silent E syllable type. This E is helping this O make its long O sound. So this is pose, compose. Good. Like I might compose a piece of music. All right, let's try another one. This one is our open syllable type because there's not a consonant blocking the way of the sound. So it's a long E sound. D, and then let's look at what do you see at the end? So what syllable type is that when you see the E at the end? Very good. That is the silent E syllable type. So this E is helping the I make its long I sound. So this part is vice, device. I hope you do not play your device for too long each day. All right, one last one like this. Okay. Intro. And we know this is a long O because it's an open syllable. Intro. And then look here. What syllable type is this when we have the E at the end? The silent E. And remember we learned the U can say U or U. So deuce. Introduce. I'm glad I was able to introduce to you the silent E syllable type. Okay, now we're going to figure out how we can break a new word into the syllables that we don't know, because that's what we have to do to unlock a word that we don't know. So remember, first thing we do is we find the vowels. And we know the Y, when it's at the end of a word, it is acting as if it's a vowel. So we have two syllables, okay? So remember when this consonants after the first vowel, if there's two or more, you split them. We have 1, 2, 3. Now, when I look here, I know TR is a blend, like tree, trick, trunk, try. So T and R, they hang out together a lot. They're blends. So we're going to keep them together. So now when I look here, What syllable type is this? That's right, it's a closed syllable. So we have a short vowel sound. So N, and then we know Y at the end of a multisyllabic word says E. So tree, tree, entry. Good job. Okay, let's look at this next one and apply the rules we've learned about syllables. So we've got a vowel here. Remember, the first step is to find your vowels. We have a vowel here, and we have these two vowels, okay? But these are working together, okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I know shin is a sight syllable that we see at the end of many words. So I can go ahead and break that off there. So I know we've got 1, 2, 3 syllables. Let's look here. After the first vowel, remember if you have more than one consonant, you split them. So we've got 1, 2. So we split there. Okay, now let's break it up. In, feck, and we know this says because this is a closed syllable. Okay? Because we have the consonant blocking it in. So we have in, feck, and we know this is shin. Infection. Infection. Awesome. See how you can take a really big word, a new word, and apply those rules, and it just unlocks it for you. Okay, let's look here. I'm going to go ahead and already divide this syllable off, because when I see shin together, okay, I know those vowels are working together. All right, and here's our other vowel. And then we have the N and C together. Now we had already divided this up, okay? And we know that there's one vowel sound in every syllable. This is a 2-syllable word. So we know we're not going to split this up anymore. And we know the T needed to be paired with the ION because this is a sight syllable. So anytime you see TION, you keep it together. So we know we don't need to split this here, because if we try to split it here, C can't be a syllable because there's no other vowel with it. So here, what syllable type do we have here? Very good. It is a closed syllable because we have one or more consonants after the vowel. So it's going to be a short vowel sound. Ready? Function. Function. Good. Very good. And one more. All right. Let's look here. So first thing we always do is we find the vowels. Got a vowel here. I've got a vowel here. I've got a vowel here. Now, since we learned about the silent E syllable type, I want to draw your attention to the fact that E is at the end of the word. So when you see the E at the very end, most of the time it's going to be the silent E. And that's the case here. This E is actually kind of partnering up with this vowel, so it will make a long vowel sound. Okay, so we know we have 1, 2, 3 syllables in this word. Remember, after the vowel, if there's more than one consonant, you split it up, okay? And so here's our vowel. And we've got 1, 2 consonants. We'll split them up. So we have here, we have a closed syllable for the first syllable. So we know it is a short vowel sound. Here we have the R-controlled syllable. So that R distorts the sound of the E. We know this as And then the last syllable we already said, is the silent E syllable type. So this will be a long A. So short vowel, R-controlled vowel, long A. Here we go. Alternate. alternate, alternate. So alternate would be like when you're merging on the highway and you alternate, you let one person go and then the next person, you alternate, you take turns. And depending on the sentence this is in, it could also be the word alternate, like there was an alternate for the spelling bee. Okay, guys, whew, that was a lot of work, a lot of important work. Okay, last thing we're going to do is spell 4 words. So if you do not have pencil and paper, you can go ahead and pause your video while you grab that. And I'm getting my materials ready, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, the first word is content. Content. If you are content, you're very satisfied, you're very happy. So let's use a rule. Remember, if you put your hand under your chin, each time your chin drops, that's how many syllables there are. Content. So first syllable, con. Con. It's a short vowel. Second syllable, and content. Content. Tent. I know how to spell tent. So I could put con and tent together. Okay, vessel. Vessel. A vessel is something that can hold something. Okay, vessel. First syllable, ves. So ves would look like this. Ves. Now, vessel. Vessel. I hear a short vowel sound, so I know it's a closed syllable. Soul. Vessel. Good. 2 more. Industry. Industry. So in, that's easy enough. In. Okay. Second syllable. Indus. So dus. Dus, which is a closed syllable, and then tree. Now, I know at the end of a multi-syllabic word, we use the Y to make the E sound. Tree. Industry. Look at that. That's a really complex word. And you see how you can use what you know about syllable types to spell it. All right, guys, last one. Scatter. Scatter. Okay, so scat. Scat. Scatter. So second syllable, ter. I hear an R-controlled syllable. Ter. Scatter. Good job. Okay, that was a lot of work, guys. So now we have learned our 5th syllable type, the silent E syllable. Remember, the silent E is when you have an E at the end of a syllable or an end of a word, and it makes the vowel make its long vowel sound. So we just have one more syllable type that we're going to be learning. I can't wait to introduce it to you. All right, Lions, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.